playrooms and colorful plastic toys, children found joy in the world around them. In ancient times, play was simple, natural, and closely connected to daily life. Toys and games were often handmade from materials that were easy to find, such as wood, clay, stone, or cloth. These early playthings invited curiosity, imagination, and gentle learning. Children in ancient villages and cities discovered endless ways to amuse themselves. A small stone could become a treasured doll, a tiny carving an animal companion, or a stick, a sword for imaginary adventures. Every object held potential, and creativity flowed freely in the hands of young minds. The pace of play in antiquity was calm and reflective. Without clocks or structured schedules, children played when energy and mood allowed. Morning light and warm afternoons provided gentle hours for discovery, while evenings often brought quieter, intimate games around the hearth. Play was not separate from learning. Through games, children absorbed the skills they would need in adult life. Imitating adults, practicing dexterity, or observing patterns in nature, they learned about the world in a gentle, exploratory manner. Every moment of play held a lesson hidden in joy. Simple tools shaped imagination. Clay, carefully molded by small fingers, became miniature animals, houses, or figurines that carried stories and cultural knowledge. These small creations nurtured concentration and patience, allowing children to work thoughtfully at their own pace. Even the act of moving and experimenting with objects was meditative. Rolling a small ball made of leather, balancing a stick, or spinning a top required focus and calm coordination. These moments of gentle attention strengthened both mind and body. Communal play was also common. Children played in small groups, sharing toys and inventing games together. The rhythm of cooperative play taught patience, fairness, and subtle social skills, forming bonds that would last a lifetime. Many toys were inspired by daily life. Miniature tools, household objects, or tiny cooking utensils allowed children to mimic adult responsibilities. These replicas invited playful imitation, teaching roles and duties without pressure in a safe and serene way. The materials themselves contributed to a calm sensory experience. Smooth clay, polished stones, and soft cloth engaged touch and sight gently, providing a tactile richness that encouraged prolonged, focused play. Every texture held fascination, offering quiet delight to small hands. Storytelling intertwined naturally with play. Children would animate their toys with tales of gods, heroes, animals, or family life. Words flowed softly, accompanied by gestures and imaginative gestures, creating a world that was both entertaining and quietly educational. Seasonal changes shaped the rhythm of play. Warm, sunlit days were ideal for outdoor games, chasing, balancing, or rolling objects across smooth earth. Cooler mornings or rainy afternoons invited indoor creativity, with drawing, carving, or quiet puzzles capturing attention in a peaceful, reflective environment. By the end of a day of ancient play, children carried memories of imagination, learning, and gentle movement. Their toys, simple yet meaningful, helped cultivate skills, patience, and wonder. Every moment of play was a meditation in motion, grounding children in the rhythms of life, nature, and community. In the earliest days of play, children discovered the quiet magic of stones and clay. Smooth pebbles, shaped by rivers or hands, could be transformed into treasured objects, used for rolling, stacking, or imagining tiny animals. Clay, soft and malleable, became a medium for creation, inviting children to mold and shape according to their curiosity and imagination. The act of molding clay required gentle attention. Fingers pressed softly, tracing contours, forming shapes that could be simple or elaborate. This slow, deliberate manipulation cultivated patience and focus, allowing children to lose themselves in quiet creation. Children often painted or decorated clay objects with natural pigments. Soft reds, yellows, and browns added life to their creations, enhancing the sensory experience. The gentle application of color became another way to engage the mind calmly, combining artistry with tactile pleasure. Stone toys were valued for their smoothness and durability. Children discovered that pebbles could be rolled across flat surfaces or balanced in towers, observing cause and effect with curiosity and delight. Every placement, every gentle push offered lessons in coordination and spatial awareness. These simple materials encouraged experimentation. A small child might press clay into the soil, mix it with water, or add twigs and leaves to enhance the form. The process was slow and reflective, emphasizing gentle exploration over precision or perfection. Community often played a role. Children shared stones and clay figurines, exchanging creations, comparing colors, and teaching one another techniques. This quiet collaboration fostered social bonds, patience, and subtle communication skills in a calm, supportive setting. Imagination brought life to these objects. A clay ball could become a sun, an animal, or a tiny head for a doll. Stones might serve as miniature furniture or obstacles in invented games. Each playtime was a soft, meditative journey through creativity and narrative. Parents and elders sometimes guided the play, offering suggestions or showing subtle techniques. Their presence was gentle, non-intrusive, allowing children to develop independence while quietly learning from experience and observation. The sensory qualities of clay and stone added to the calming experience. Cool, smooth textures, malleable shapes, and the faint scent of wet earth created a quiet environment conducive to gentle attention and mindfulness. Every touch and movement reinforced connection to the material world. Seasons influenced the types of play possible. Soft, damp clay was easier to mold after rain, while smooth stones along riverbanks invited rolling and stacking during warm afternoons. Children adapted to these rhythms naturally, harmonizing their play with the environment. Stone and clay toys often carried symbolic meaning. Animals, miniature tools, or abstract shapes reflected cultural values, stories, or lessons. Through gentle manipulation, children internalized traditions, ethics, and knowledge, blending calm play with subtle learning. By the end of the day, children's hands and minds had been engaged in slow, meaningful activity. Stone and clay toys offered tactile delight, imaginative engagement, and quiet meditation, nurturing creativity and calm awareness in a way that lasted far beyond the moments of play. In ancient play, small figurines of animals were treasured companions for children. Carved from wood, molded from clay, or shaped from stone, these miniature creatures became the centerpiece of imaginative games and quiet storytelling. Their presence invited both creativity and gentle observation of the natural world. Children often chose their favorite animals carefully, holding each figurine as if it were alive. The process of selecting, cleaning, and handling these tiny companions encouraged mindfulness and slow, deliberate attention to detail. The act of creating animal figurines was itself a meditative experience. Fingers pressed clay, smoothed edges, and etched features slowly, allowing children to engage their hands and minds simultaneously. Every curve and contour reflected their careful focus. Painting or decorating the figurines added another layer of calm engagement. Natural pigments were applied softly, transforming simple shapes into lifelike creatures. The quiet concentration required fostered patience and gentle satisfaction with the slow progress of work. Animal figurines were used in storytelling and role-playing. Children moved them carefully, creating scenes of forests, rivers, or villages. Each gentle motion built narrative skill, imagination, and a reflective sense of cause and effect. Communal play enhanced the experience. Children shared figurines, compared designs, and built small dioramas together, This slow, collaborative approach strengthened social skills and nurtured cooperative thinking in a calm, supportive environment. Parents and elders sometimes offered guidance, demonstrating carving techniques or suggesting realistic details. Their presence was quiet and non-intrusive, allowing children to retain independence while benefiting from gentle instruction. These toys also connected children to real animals. Observing birds, small mammals, or farm animals provided inspiration for their figurines, encouraging both calm observation and thoughtful imitation. Children learned to notice shapes, movements, and characteristics through patient attention. The materials themselves contributed to the meditative nature of play. Smooth wood, cool stone, and soft clay engaged the senses slowly and thoughtfully, offering tactile pleasure and grounding the mind in quiet, reflective activity. Animal figurines were portable, allowing children to carry them during walks, picnics, or quiet moments near streams. Gentle handling reinforced care, mindfulness, and a sense of responsibility, connecting play with calm daily routines. Seasonal rhythms influenced play. During longer daylight hours, children might gather outdoors to enact stories with figurines, while shorter days invited indoor arrangements, painting, and quiet observation, maintaining a peaceful, consistent rhythm of engagement. By the end of a day with animal figurines, children were enriched in imagination, observation, and patience. The simple act of shaping, decorating, and playing slowly with these toys nurtured mindfulness, creativity, and a serene connection to both the natural and social world. In many ancient cultures, children enjoyed playing with miniature versions of adult tools and household items. Small clay pots, tiny wooden spoons, and mini brooms allowed young ones to imitate daily chores in a gentle and playful manner. These toys invited curiosity while teaching subtle lessons about life and responsibility. Handling these objects required careful, deliberate movements. Children learned to balance, lift, and manage, and manipulate the small tools with patience, fostering dexterity and a quiet sense of control. Every motion was slow and intentional, blending play with mindfulness. Imitation was a central part of this play. Children observed adults cooking, sweeping, or crafting, and then recreated those actions with their miniature tools. These soft, repetitive activities helped them internalize routines without urgency, emphasizing calm practice over speed. The materials of these toys contributed to their tactile appeal. Smooth wood, cool clay, or woven fibers engaged the senses gently. Children explored textures and shapes slowly, creating a meditative connection to the objects and the activities they represented. Miniature tools also encouraged storytelling and imagination. A tiny pot could become a magical cauldron, a small broom a magical staff, or a miniature ladle a treasure-hunting instrument. Play was both reflective and creative, inviting gentle cognitive exploration. Communal play often occurred with these toys. Children gathered quietly to share utensils, swap miniatures, and enact household scenarios together. These calm interactions strengthened cooperation, patience, and subtle communication skills in a supportive environment. Parents and elders encouraged this play softly. They demonstrated how to hold tools, pour, stir, or sweep carefully. Their guidance was gentle, allowing children to learn through observation and slow practice rather than strict instruction. Children often integrated natural materials into their play. Stones could become ingredients in a clay pot, leaves could represent food, and sticks could serve as spoons or utensils. This connection to the environment reinforced attention to detail and careful observation. Even the repetition of tasks became meditative, pouring grains, stirring imaginary soups, or arranging miniature items required focus and calm energy, teaching children patience and concentration in a playful, immersive way. Seasonal rhythms shaped the nature of play. Longer days allowed outdoor enactments, while shorter days invited indoor activities near the fire or shaded areas. This gentle adaptation created a steady rhythm, aligning play with natural cycles. Through miniature household items, children also learned cultural and social values. Sharing, caring, and mimicking respectful actions taught them the quiet etiquette of daily life, blending gentle social lessons with imaginative play. By the end of these playful sessions, children had nurtured dexterity, imagination, and a calm, attentive presence. The small tools and household items offered more than amusement. They provided a gentle foundation for learning, observation, and mindful engagement with the world around them. Dolls were among the earliest companions of children in ancient societies. Crafted from clay, wood, or cloth, they offered comfort, imagination, and a quiet avenue for learning social roles. Each doll, carefully molded by hands both young and skilled, carried the gentle weight of attention and creativity. Children treated these dolls with care, often wrapping them in small pieces of cloth or arranging them in tiny spaces as if they had real needs. The slow, deliberate actions nurtured a sense of responsibility and calm observation. Creating a doll required patience and focus. Fingers smoothed clay, carved features, or sewed simple garments. Each step demanded mindful attention, turning the act of making into a gentle meditation. Decoration enhanced the doll's appeal. Natural pigments, small feathers, or threads were applied softly, inviting children to engage in detailed, focused work. The slow application of color and pattern cultivated a tranquil concentration. Dolls were often incorporated into imaginative play. Children enacted daily routines, family roles, or stories from myths and legends, moving the dolls carefully and giving them voices and personalities. These gentle narratives encouraged creativity, reflection, and empathy. Community and shared play were common. Children would exchange dolls, compare adornments, and play together in quiet, cooperative games. This collaborative environment reinforced social skills, patience, and subtle communication. Elders sometimes offered guidance, showing children ways to create features or assemble simple garments. The instruction was calm, unobtrusive, and encouraging, allowing children to develop independence while learning through gentle observation. Dolls connected children to both their culture and environment. Miniature representations of people, deities, or animals encouraged storytelling, teaching moral lessons, cultural traditions, and observation of human behavior. The sensory experience of dolls was also soothing. Smooth clay, soft cloth, or carved wood engaged touch in a gentle manner, while quiet movements, soft voices, and careful play provided calm stimulation for the mind. Seasonal rhythms influenced doll play. Longer, warm days invited outdoor gatherings with dolls, while cooler or rainy periods encouraged indoor storytelling and dressing rituals. These patterns offered a consistent, calming structure for imaginative engagement. The role of dolls extended beyond entertainment. They nurtured social understanding, emotional awareness, and observational skills in a gentle, meditative way. Each interaction with a doll became a quiet exploration of empathy and creativity. By the end of the day, children who played with dolls were enriched with calm focus, imaginative depth, and gentle emotional awareness. These simple companions offered both comfort and learning, grounding children in a rhythm of slow, reflective play. Ancient board games were more than mere entertainment. They were gentle exercises in strategy, patience, and reflection. Games like Senet in Egypt or the Royal Game of in Mesopotamia invited children and adults alike to engage in slow, thoughtful play, cultivating focus and calm reasoning. Boards were often simple yet carefully designed, with etched lines, squares, or symbolic motifs. Playing pieces, made from clay, stone, or wood, were smooth and easy to handle, allowing for tactile, mindful engagement. Learning a board game required quiet observation. Children watched elders move pieces, listened to explanations softly delivered, and gradually internalized the rules. This gentle introduction emphasized patience and attentive learning. The rhythm of the game was deliberate. Each player considered moves carefully, imagining potential outcomes and weighing possibilities. There was no rush. Every turn was slow, reflective, and meditative. Playing pieces were often small animals, tokens, or abstract shapes. Moving them across the board encouraged focus and fine motor control, while the tactile sensation of sliding objects along etched grooves provided a calming, sensory experience. Games were sometimes accompanied by quiet conversation or storytelling. Elders might explain the meaning of symbols, recount historical tales, or share wisdom through allegory, creating a serene environment that blended learning with leisure. Children often played together, taking turns in calm, measured ways. Observing patience and fairness taught subtle social lessons, while the gentle competitive element fostered critical thinking without stress or conflict. The boards themselves connected play to culture and ritual. Many were symbolic representations of life's journey, the afterlife, or spiritual beliefs. Through slow, deliberate play, children absorbed cultural values and contemplative perspectives. Seasonal changes influenced when and how board games were played. Longer days might allow outdoor versions, while evenings by a fire encouraged quiet indoor play, fostering a gentle, reflective rhythm in daily life. The mental engagement of strategy games complemented physical play. Children and adults alike strengthened problem-solving, memory, and planning skills in a calm, supportive environment. Every move became a thoughtful exercise in mindfulness. Elders often guided gameplay subtly, offering suggestions or asking questions to encourage contemplation. The teaching was gentle and unobtrusive, letting children discover insights through reflection rather than instruction. By the end of a session, participants felt both mentally stimulated and peacefully content. Ancient board games provided a slow, meditative form of play, nurturing calm focus, cultural understanding, and reflective thinking in a serene, timeless environment. In ancient times, dice brought a quiet excitement to play, blending chance with thoughtful reflection. Carved from bone, wood, or stone, these small cubes or irregular shapes offered children and adults gentle lessons in luck, probability, and patience. Each die was handled carefully, its smooth surfaces cool under small fingers. Children rolled them slowly, observing how they tumbled, and learning to anticipate patterns without haste or frustration. Dice games often accompanied boards or simple drawn grids. The slow movement of pieces, guided by the outcome of a roll, created a rhythm of calm action, emphasizing attentive play over speed or competition. Observing outcomes was a subtle lesson in reflection. Children noted how certain rolls allowed progress, while others required waiting, teaching patience and the gentle acceptance of unpredictability in life. The tactile experience of dice was meditative. Feeling the weight, edges, and texture under fingers encouraged a mindful awareness, enhancing concentration and quiet engagement. Every toss became a soft, deliberate exercise. Games of chance also encouraged social calm. Children played together, taking turns rolling, celebrating small successes quietly, and observing fair play. Gentle guidance from elders reinforced the value of patience and measured behavior. Chance games often carried symbolic meaning. Each roll could represent fate, fortune, or cosmic patterns, connecting play to broader reflections about life, destiny, and the natural order in a serene manner. Even during longer sessions, the rhythm of rolling dice and moving pieces maintained tranquility. Children learned to observe their thoughts, regulate excitement, and appreciate slow, thoughtful participation rather than rapid results. Elders subtly integrated instruction, sometimes explaining patterns or the philosophy behind the games, creating a contemplative environment that encouraged both learning and relaxation. Seasonal and environmental factors influenced dice play. Calm afternoons or evenings near fires provided ideal conditions for focused, serene engagement, aligning the activity with natural daily rhythms. Dice were sometimes used in storytelling or role-playing, enhancing imagination and narrative thinking. Each gentle toss could inspire a tale or scenario, blending chance with creativity in a peaceful, reflective manner. By the end of a session with dice, children were enriched with calm attentiveness, patience, and subtle understanding of probability and consequence. The small, simple cubes offered a meditative experience, connecting hands, mind, and imagination in a serene, timeless way. In ancient times, balls were among the simplest yet most engaging toys for children. Made from stitched leather, stuffed cloth, or inflated animal bladders, these small spheres invited gentle physical activity and imaginative play in calm, open spaces. Children discovered joy in rolling, tossing, and kicking balls slowly, observing how they moved and reacted to the ground. Each gentle motion fostered coordination, attention, and reflective awareness of cause and effect. Balls were often used for quiet games of catch or gentle competitions. Children learned to wait, anticipate movement, and adjust their actions with patience, promoting mindfulness alongside physical skill. The tactile qualities of early balls were soothing. Smooth leather, soft cloth, or slightly bouncy animal bladders engaged touch senses gently, providing subtle feedback with every toss or roll. Every interaction became a slow, meditative experience. Outdoor spaces became arenas of calm exploration. Soft, open clearings allowed children to play without rush or stress, observing the natural rhythms of sunlight, wind, and the terrain as part of their gentle game. Communal play was common. Children shared balls, took turns in quiet activities, and collaborated in inventing games. These calm interactions strengthened social bonds, patience, and cooperative thinking in a supportive environment. Games with balls often included imaginative elements. A ball could represent the sun, a rolling stone, or a small animal in pretend scenarios. Children moved slowly and thoughtfully, integrating narrative with movement in a meditative flow. Parents and elders sometimes joined, guiding gentle games or demonstrating rolling techniques. Their involvement was calm, unobtrusive, and supportive, reinforcing attention to detail and encouraging quiet enjoyment of the activity. Seasonal variations influenced ball games. Warm, dry days encouraged rolling, kicking, or chasing games outdoors, while cooler or wet days invited indoor manipulation, gentle bouncing, or imaginative ball storytelling near a hearth. Children often observed animals while playing, learning subtle movements from birds hopping or small mammals running. These observations enhanced coordination, reflection, and the quiet appreciation of nature's rhythms. Even the simplest games with balls encouraged strategic thinking. Children calculated gentle passes, predicted movements, and adjusted their responses slowly, combining playful learning with reflective calm. By the end of a day with ball play, children felt quietly energized, coordinated, and mindful. These humble spheres offered tactile delight, gentle physical engagement, and a serene rhythm of movement that nurtured both body and mind in timeless, peaceful ways. In ancient play, simple objects like hoops and sticks became sources of endless delight. Children rolled hoops along paths, balanced sticks in their hands, or invented quiet chasing games, exploring movement, coordination, and imagination in gentle ways. Hoops were often made from flexible branches or braided reeds. Children learned to guide them carefully along the ground, adjusting speed and angle with soft, deliberate movements, fostering patience and hand-eye coordination. Sticks became tools for both imaginative and physical play. They could be swords, shepherd's crooks, or tools for drawing lines in the dirt, each use gentle and thoughtful, encouraging creativity and calm focus. Chasing games developed naturally from outdoor curiosity. Children moved slowly at first, learning to gauge speed, distance, and timing, turning each pursuit into a playful, meditative exercise rather than a frantic race. The tactile experience of holding a stick or rolling a hoop engaged the senses gently. Smooth wood, braided fibers, and natural textures provided subtle feedback, enhancing the mindful quality of play. Games were often communal. Children shared hoops, invented tag-like games, and negotiated turns, creating calm, cooperative play experiences. The social rhythm encouraged fairness, observation, and gentle interaction. Imaginative storytelling merged with movement. A hoop could represent the sun or a wheel. A stick could become a staff of power, and chasing games could mimic the movements of animals. Play became a quiet narrative unfolding with each gentle step. Parents and elders often supervised softly, guiding technique or suggesting new ways to use objects without imposing strict rules. Their calm presence created a supportive environment that encouraged confidence and exploration. Seasonal changes influenced these games. Warm, sunny afternoons invited outdoor movement, while cooler days inspired indoor adaptations, such as rolling hoops along smooth surfaces or gentle stick manipulation, maintaining a soothing rhythm of play. The quiet physicality of these games nurtured coordination, balance, and spatial awareness. Each controlled motion reinforced attentiveness, while the gentle exercise promoted relaxation and mindful engagement with the body. Observation of nature often enhanced the experience. Birds hopping, small mammals moving, and wind patterns inspired new ways to roll, chase, or balance, blending movement with calm, reflective awareness. By the end of a day spent with hoops, sticks, and chasing games, children were enriched with mindful focus, gentle exercise, and imaginative engagement. The simplicity of these objects allowed playful learning in harmony with nature and community, leaving a sense of calm fulfillment. Spinning tops and whirling toys were sources of quiet fascination for children in ancient times. Made from wood, clay, or stone, these small objects moved with gentle energy, captivating attention while teaching balance and coordination. Children learned to hold the tops delicately, winding or flicking them just right to set them in motion. Each attempt required patience and focus, turning play into a slow, meditative practice. The spinning motion of the toys created a visual rhythm. Watching a top twirl and gradually slow encouraged reflective observation, allowing children to engage both eyes and mind in calm contemplation. Making the toys was itself a gentle exercise. Carving wood, shaping clay, or polishing stone demanded attention to detail and careful, deliberate movements, fostering mindfulness through hands-on creation. Playing with tops often became a quiet competition. Children would see whose top spun longest or followed a certain path, yet the environment remained calm, emphasizing gentle encouragement rather than rivalry. Whirling toys inspired imaginative play. Tops could represent stars, the sun, or animals moving swiftly, adding narrative depth to a simple physical activity and inviting creative interpretation with slow, thoughtful gestures. Parents and elders guided children subtly, demonstrating flicks, winding techniques, or optimal surfaces. Their calm presence encouraged learning while maintaining a relaxed, non-pressured environment. Seasonal changes affected play. Longer, sunlit afternoons were perfect for outdoor spinning, while colder days encouraged indoor play on smooth floors, maintaining a steady rhythm of engagement with tactile toys. These toys also promoted fine motor skills. Holding, twisting, and adjusting required careful movements, fostering control, coordination, and reflective patience in small, precise gestures. Observation of natural phenomena often inspired spinning games. Children noted the whirling of leaves, water currents, or falling seeds, mimicking patterns with their toys and connecting play to the calm rhythms of the natural world. Quiet discussions often accompanied play. Children shared tips, admired spins, and told small stories about their whirling objects, building social bonds through soft, cooperative engagement and gentle interaction. By the end of the day, children playing with tops and whirling toys experienced calm focus, fine motor development, and imaginative enrichment. The simple, spinning motion provided endless meditative joy, blending tactile sensation with gentle observation and mindful play. In ancient play, string and thread became sources of quiet fascination and gentle creativity. Children discovered simple ways to twist, loop, and weave strings into intricate patterns, often forming delicate shapes like diamonds, triangles, or the early forms of cat's cradle. The soft rhythm of fingers moving carefully along the thread provided a meditative and calming experience. As attention shifted entirely to the tactile sensations of weaving and looping, the act of creating shapes from thread required focus and patience. Each careful movement of fingers to form a loop or twist reinforced mindfulness, while children observed the gradual emergence of patterns under their gentle hands. This slow, deliberate process nurtured concentration and satisfaction with subtle progress. Playing alone or with friends, children experimented with tension and alignment, exploring how small adjustments changed the patterns. Every motion was a lesson in cause and effect, observed calmly and thoughtfully. Even minor mistakes became opportunities for quiet reflection, learning to correct gently without frustration. String games often carried storytelling elements. Loops could represent bridges, rivers, animals, or abstract ideas that children animated with words and imagination. The soft combination of narrative and manual dexterity created a meditative, immersive experience, blending mental engagement with physical focus. Materials for string play were simple but inviting. Plant fibers, fine threads, or strips of cloth engaged tactile senses softly. Fingers felt textures, resistance, and smoothness, offering quiet pleasure and sensory grounding as children moved slowly and attentively. Children often played together, forming patterns cooperatively. Each participant contributed carefully, observing shared movements and adjusting their own actions in harmony with others. This calm, cooperative rhythm reinforced social skills and gentle communication in a relaxed, supportive environment. Parents or elders sometimes guided young children with quiet instruction, demonstrating loops or knots in patient, unhurried ways. Their calm presence encouraged exploration while nurturing confidence and independence. Fostering a tranquil learning atmosphere, seasonal rhythms influenced the type of play. Longer daylight hours encouraged outdoor string games with sunlight illuminating patterns, while indoor play by a fire or in shaded areas during cooler or rainy days offered a slow, contemplative alternative, maintaining a soothing rhythm aligned with nature. String and thread games also promoted fine motor development. Fingers moved with intention, adjusting tension, looping precisely, and observing outcomes. This quiet exercise strengthened coordination and dexterity, while simultaneously calming the mind through repetitive, thoughtful motion. Observation of the natural world inspired patterns. Children mimicked the shapes of leaves, spiderwebs, or bird flight, translating these organic forms into loops and twists of thread. This connection to nature fostered attentive observation and quiet appreciation of the environment. Even simple competitions or challenges, like creating the most intricate shape or maintaining loops for longer, were approached slowly and thoughtfully. The focus remained on gentle engagement and patient experimentation rather than urgency, keeping the atmosphere serene and contemplative. By the end of a session with string and thread, children experienced calm concentration, imaginative exploration, and enhanced dexterity. The meditative movements and gentle problem-solving created a quiet harmony between mind, body, and creativity, leaving a sense of peaceful fulfillment that lingered long after play had ended. Jumping and hopping games were among the most joyful and gentle ways children in ancient times engaged their bodies. Using simple, natural markings on the ground, stones or sticks, they created courses to leap across, practicing coordination and balance with slow, mindful movements. Each jump was deliberate, as children measured distance and timing, learning to control their bodies carefully. The gentle rhythm of stepping, bending, and springing encouraged awareness of the body and surrounding space, cultivating calm concentration. Hopping games often incorporated patterns drawn in the earth, sometimes representing symbolic paths, animals, or celestial shapes. Children moved attentively along these guides, blending physical activity with imaginative storytelling in a quiet, meditative flow. Outdoor spaces were perfect for this gentle play. Smooth patches of soil, grassy clearings, or sandy riverbanks provided safe, natural arenas for practice. The soft textures of the earth underfoot added a sensory layer that enhanced calm focus and awareness. Children often played in small groups, taking turns and observing each other's movements. This social rhythm encouraged patience, gentle encouragement, and cooperative engagement, as each child awaited their turn with soft anticipation. Parents and elders sometimes joined, providing quiet guidance on posture, timing, or balance. Their presence was unobtrusive, offering support without urgency, reinforcing calm practice and reflective attention to movement. The tactile experience of jumping and landing contributed to mindful engagement. Feeling the soil beneath their feet, noticing the flex of muscles, and adjusting each hop fostered a gentle connection to the body and environment, enhancing both physical and mental awareness. Seasonal rhythms shaped play. Long, warm days encouraged outdoor hopping games, while cooler, shorter days inspired indoor adaptations with safe spaces for gentle movement, maintaining a balanced, peaceful rhythm throughout the year. Imaginative elements often accompanied the games. Children might leap across imaginary rivers, hop between stones representing magical lands, or emulate the movements of animals, blending physical activity with narrative creativity in a reflective manner. Repetition in hopping sequences fostered endurance, coordination, and focused attention. Children learned to maintain steady, gentle motions, developing both physical skill and a meditative patience through slow, deliberate practice. Observation of the natural world enriched the experience. Birds taking flight, squirrels bounding across branches, and rippling water inspired children to mimic patterns, integrating quiet reflection with dynamic movement. By the end of a day of jumping and hopping games, children experienced gentle exhilaration, refined coordination, and a calm, meditative awareness of body and environment. These simple, rhythmic movements nurtured both physical skill and reflective mindfulness, leaving a lingering sense of peaceful fulfillment. In ancient times, puzzles and problem-solving toys provided children with gentle mental challenges. Carved from wood, molded from clay, or constructed from stone, these early brain teasers encouraged focus, patience, and reflective thinking in a calm and engaging manner. Children approached puzzles slowly, testing ideas carefully and observing outcomes. Each solution required thought, imagination, and repeated attempts, fostering a meditative rhythm of trial and error that nurtured persistence and concentration. The tactile nature of these toys added a soothing dimension. Smooth wooden pieces, cool stones, or malleable clay invited gentle handling, allowing children to engage multiple senses while thinking carefully about patterns, sequences, and spatial arrangements. Problem-solving toys often mimicked real-life situations or abstract concepts. Aligning shapes, fitting pieces together, or arranging tokens required logical thinking, creating a quiet and reflective learning experience that was both playful and instructive. Games were sometimes played alone, allowing children to focus deeply on the puzzle at hand, or in small groups, encouraging collaboration, discussion, and shared insight. Gentle exchanges of ideas nurtured social skills, patience, and cooperative reasoning. Parents and elders occasionally guided play, suggesting approaches or subtly pointing out patterns without imposing solutions. Their calm presence reinforced a reflective, patient approach to challenges, allowing children to explore independently. Repetition and incremental progress created a meditative flow. Each small success in aligning pieces or solving a problem reinforced confidence and calm satisfaction, while minor setbacks encouraged reflective adjustment rather than frustration. Puzzle toys were often simple yet elegant in design. Carved grids, interlocking pieces, or shaped blocks offered endless variations of engagement, keeping the mind quietly occupied while maintaining a serene, focused atmosphere. The natural environment often inspired puzzles. Patterns in leaves, stones, or shells were recreated in toys, connecting children's play to observations of the world around them and fostering slow, contemplative engagement with nature. Problem-solving toys also supported storytelling and imagination. Arranging pieces could represent journeys, animals, or abstract concepts, merging cognitive engagement with narrative creativity in a gentle, reflective manner. Seasonal rhythms influenced puzzle play. Long afternoons provided ample time for quiet concentration, while indoor settings during colder months encouraged focused, meditative engagement with tactile toys, reinforcing a calming rhythm throughout the year. By the end of a session with puzzles and problem-solving toys, children experienced calm focus, enhanced reasoning skills, and a gentle sense of accomplishment. These simple, thoughtful activities nurtured reflective thinking, patience, and quiet creativity, leaving a lingering sense of serene satisfaction. Music and sound toys were cherished companions for children in ancient times. Small flutes, rattles, drums, and whistles invited exploration of rhythm, tone, and melody, creating a gentle auditory experience that engaged the mind and soothed the senses. Children experimented slowly with different sounds, blowing softly, shaking gently, or tapping lightly to explore variations. Each subtle variation taught careful control and encouraged mindfulness, turning sound into a meditative practice. The tactile qualities of instruments added depth to play. Smooth wood, hollow clay, or stitched leather rattles engaged touch alongside hearing, creating a calming, multisensory experience where every movement produced a soft, reflective result. Sound toys encouraged creativity. Children invented rhythms, mimicked natural sounds, or accompanied stories with gentle percussion, blending imagination and music in quiet. Immersive play sessions. Play was often communal. Small groups of children created harmonies, took turns leading rhythms, or imitated each other's sounds. This cooperative engagement nurtured social awareness, patience, and gentle teamwork in a relaxed environment. Parents and elders guided children subtly, demonstrating techniques or suggesting new rhythms without imposing structure. Their calm, supportive presence encouraged experimentation while maintaining a serene and reflective atmosphere. Seasonal rhythms influenced musical play. Long summer days provided outdoor opportunities to hear the wind mingle with soft music, while indoor sessions during cooler months offered quiet practice by firelight, maintaining a steady, peaceful rhythm of engagement. Music and sound toys also connected children to culture. Simple melodies, patterns, or rhythms often reflected traditional songs, myths, or ceremonial practices, introducing children to heritage and communal values in a gentle, immersive way. Repetition and practice nurtured mindfulness. Slowly repeating rhythms, tuning sounds, and experimenting with patterns allowed children to focus on subtle changes, fostering concentration, calm, and reflective awareness of cause and effect. Observation of nature often inspired musical play. The rustling of leaves, chirping of birds, or flowing water informed rhythm, tempo, and tone, blending natural inspiration with creative expression in a tranquil, reflective manner. The gentle production of sound encouraged emotional expression. Children could convey joy, curiosity, or calm through music, fostering quiet emotional awareness and creative release in a safe, meditative environment. By the end of a day spent with music and sound toys, children experienced calm attentiveness, creative enrichment, and subtle emotional balance. These simple instruments offered tactile, auditory, and imaginative engagement, nurturing a serene harmony between body, mind, and the world around them. Children in ancient times often brought the natural world into their play through animal-related games. Using miniature figurines, carved sticks, or simple drawings, they recreated the movements and behaviors of birds, mammals, and insects in gentle, reflective play. Observation of real animals was central. Children watched carefully as birds hopped, squirrels scurried, or small mammals foraged, then imitated these movements in calm, imaginative enactments that cultivated attentiveness and mindfulness. Miniature figurines served as companions in storytelling. Animals were placed in small scenarios, reenacting hunting, migration, or playful antics. Each deliberate movement was slow and thoughtful, enhancing coordination, creativity, and observational skills. Natural materials, such as pebbles, twigs, or leaves, were incorporated to represent terrain, food, or obstacles. Children learned to interact with their environment gently, using these items to create immersive, meditative play scenes. Games often involved quiet role-playing. One child might guide a figurine through a forest, while another mimicked the sounds of the animal or described the scene. The collaborative, calm engagement encouraged social skills, patience, and gentle communication. Parents and elders sometimes participated, modeling behaviors or teaching subtle details about the animals' lives. Their quiet guidance nurtured knowledge and observation while maintaining a serene, unhurried environment. Seasons influenced the types of games children played. Spring and summer offered outdoor inspiration, while winter encouraged indoor scenarios with figurines, leaves, and stones, maintaining a steady rhythm of calm, imaginative engagement. Repetition and variation encouraged reflective learning. Children tried different ways to move figurines, adjusted storylines, and explored alternative interactions, fostering creativity, patience, and a gentle problem-solving mindset. Animal-related games also served as a subtle form of education. Through quiet observation and mimicry, children internalized knowledge of ecosystems, animal behaviors, and natural patterns, blending learning with mindful, playful exploration. The tactile experience of handling figurines, twigs, and leaves engaged multiple senses slowly and thoughtfully. Children felt textures, manipulated shapes, and created patterns, grounding their play in the natural world and nurturing mindfulness. Imaginative extensions allowed children to combine mythology or personal stories with animal behaviors. A rabbit could become a clever hero, a bird a messenger, or a small mammal a guardian of a forest, enriching play with narrative depth and reflective imagination. By the end of a day with animal-related games, children experienced calm engagement, imaginative exploration, and subtle understanding of nature. These gentle activities nurtured coordination, observation, and creativity, leaving a serene sense of connection to both the natural world and their peers. Water and sand provided children in ancient times with endless opportunities for gentle exploration and imaginative play. Small streams, riverbanks, and sandy areas became serene playgrounds where soft movements and quiet curiosity guided every action. Children discovered the sensory pleasure of running fingers through cool water or sifted sand. The tactile experiences of wet and dry, smooth and granular, engaged attention slowly, fostering mindfulness and calm observation. Building structures with sand was a meditative activity. Children crafted small mounds, walls, or miniature landscapes, experimenting with shapes and textures while learning patience through slow, deliberate construction. Water play allowed for dynamic interaction. Pouring, stirring, and moving water between containers invited reflection on cause and effect, as children observed gentle ripples, splashes, and currents with calm fascination. Combining water and sand enhanced creative play. Children sculpted rivers, canals, and miniature terrains, integrating tactile exploration with imaginative storytelling, fostering a serene, immersive environment for thought and experimentation. Games were often collaborative. Children shared tools, such as small sticks, shells, or stones, taking turns digging, pouring, or shaping landscapes. These gentle exchanges nurtured cooperation, patience, and subtle social understanding. Parents and elders guided play quietly, suggesting ways to manipulate water or sand without rushing. Their calm presence encouraged exploration while maintaining a relaxed atmosphere of discovery and reflection. Seasonal rhythms influenced activity. Summer days invited outdoor riverside play, while cooler periods inspired indoor or sheltered sandbox-like experiences, creating a steady, soothing rhythm aligned with nature's cycles. Observation of natural patterns often inspired creations. Flowing streams, ripples in ponds, or wind-blown sand dunes offered inspiration, encouraging children to replicate and explore these phenomena through gentle manipulation. Repetition in pouring, digging, or shaping reinforced fine motor skills and reflective focus. Slow, controlled movements enhanced coordination while promoting calm, attentive engagement with the environment. Water and sand play also encouraged storytelling. Children imagined miniature worlds, recreated natural events, or narrated adventures, blending imaginative thought with tactile exploration in a quiet, meditative fashion. By the end of a day spent with water and sand, children were enriched with calm focus, tactile awareness, and imaginative creativity. These gentle activities nurtured mindfulness, coordination, and serene engagement with both natural materials and social play. Children in ancient times discovered quiet fascination with shadows and light. Simple objects, flickering fires, and the sun's movement created shapes on walls, the ground, or cloth, inspiring gentle games of observation and imagination. Manipulating objects to cast shadows encouraged careful attention. Hands, sticks, or figurines became tools for creating moving shapes, and children learned to adjust angles and distance slowly, fostering mindfulness and reflective observation. The soft, shifting light transformed ordinary objects into magical companions. A simple hand gesture could become a bird, a flowing river, or a mythical creature, inviting slow, imaginative storytelling that engaged both mind and senses. Shadow play also nurtured motor control. Children moved hands, fingers, and objects with precision, discovering the relationship between movement and visual outcome, while cultivating calm coordination and deliberate action. Games were often solitary or shared. Quietly observing each other's shadows, children invented scenarios, mimicked shapes, or collaborated in creating simple performances, blending reflection, creativity, and gentle social interaction. Parents and elders sometimes guided children softly, demonstrating new angles, shapes, or movements without interruption, fostering a serene environment that encouraged curiosity and careful exploration. Seasonal rhythms influenced shadow play. Longer days with bright sunlight offered outdoor opportunities, while evenings by the fire provided indoor experiences with flickering flames, maintaining a gentle, reflective rhythm of engagement. Observation of the natural world inspired imagination. Moving leaves, flowing water, or the flight of birds informed shadow shapes, connecting play to nature and nurturing attentiveness to subtle patterns in the environment. Repetition strengthened focus. Children practiced making the same shadow forms repeatedly, experimenting with slight variations, learning patience, and cultivating quiet concentration with every gentle movement. Imaginative narratives naturally emerged. Shadows could tell stories, reenact familiar tales, or inspire new adventures, blending visual play with creative thinking in a calm and meditative manner. The tactile and visual engagement with light and shadow offered a unique, multisensory experience. Children learned to coordinate movements with visual outcomes, enriching both fine motor skills and observational awareness. By the end of a session of shadow and light play, children experienced calm focus, creative stimulation, and gentle mindfulness. The soft interplay of light and movement nurtured imaginative exploration and serene awareness of both the physical and natural world. Children in ancient times often explored the natural world, collecting leaves, stones, shells, seeds, and feathers. This gentle activity encouraged curiosity, observation, and a calm appreciation for the subtle details of the environment. Each find invited careful handling. Children examined textures, colors, and shapes slowly, noticing the unique patterns of veins and leaves, the smoothness of pebbles, or the iridescence of shells, fostering mindfulness and tactile awareness. Collected objects were often incorporated into imaginative play. Stones could become miniature mountains, leaves could represent boats, and feathers could transform into magical wings, blending creativity with gentle, hands-on engagement. Children developed patience through collecting. Searching for the perfect shape or observing seasonal changes in nature required quiet persistence, teaching attentiveness and reflective observation over hurried exploration. Social play was common. Children shared discoveries, compared specimens, or arranged collections together, promoting cooperative skills, subtle communication, and calm enjoyment of shared curiosity. Parents and elders sometimes guided children quietly, pointing out unusual patterns, textures, or natural phenomena. Their calm guidance encouraged observation without pressure, nurturing a reflective and meditative approach to learning. Seasonal rhythms influenced collecting. Spring brought vibrant blooms and soft moss. Summer revealed insects and seeds. Autumn offered colorful leaves and acorns, and winter presented twigs, frost patterns, and stones, creating a gentle connection with the cycles of nature. Repetition in examining objects reinforced focus and mindfulness. Children carefully traced textures, stacked stones, or arranged leaves, building fine motor skills and quiet concentration through slow, thoughtful activity. The natural setting itself inspired creativity. Birds singing, water trickling, or wind rustling leaves added ambient rhythm, deepening the immersive experience and connecting children to a calm awareness of the environment. Narratives often emerged from collections. A series of shells might tell a journey of the sea, leaves could form a forest scene, and stones could create miniature kingdoms, allowing storytelling to unfold alongside tactile exploration. Even simple actions, like sorting by size, color, or shape, provided reflective engagement. Children practiced categorization, observation, and problem-solving in a gentle, meditative manner, fostering both mental and sensory growth. By the end of a day spent collecting and playing with natural objects, children experienced calm attentiveness, enriched imagination, and subtle observational skills. These simple, tactile interactions nurtured a serene connection to the natural world, creativity, and mindful play. In ancient times, children's play was often shaped by the changing seasons and festive occasions. Holidays, harvests, and seasonal celebrations provided opportunities for gentle, immersive games that aligned with nature's rhythms and communal traditions. Each season inspired unique forms of play. Spring invited flower weaving, gentle outdoor races, and discovery of new life in plants and animals, fostering quiet curiosity and soft physical activity. Summer allowed for outdoor gatherings, water games, and cooperative play in open fields. Children moved slowly, exploring tactile textures like soft grass, sand, or flowing water, integrating physical activity with calm observation. Autumn brought leaf play, seed collection, and preparation for winter festivals. Children engaged with the changing environment, reflecting on cycles of growth and rest, while enjoying gentle tactile experiences. Winter, with shorter days, encouraged indoor activities such as weaving, storytelling, music, and quiet games using simple objects, maintaining a soothing rhythm of mental and creative engagement. Festivals often included community-based games. Children participated in gentle races, cooperative challenges, or symbolic performances, blending play with cultural expression and communal harmony. Parents and elders guided seasonal play subtly, teaching traditional practices, songs, or storytelling. Their calm presence reinforced the meditative, immersive quality of these activities, nurturing reflection and attentiveness. Imaginative storytelling frequently accompanied seasonal activities. Leaves, stones, or harvested fruits became props in quiet enactments of myths, legends, or daily life scenarios, connecting children to culture and creativity in a gentle manner. Repetition and ritual enhanced calm focus. Annual patterns allowed children to anticipate familiar activities, engage attentively, and enjoy the meditative rhythm of recurrent traditions. Natural observation was an intrinsic part of seasonal play. Children noticed patterns in weather, animal behavior, and plant cycles, integrating mindfulness and awareness of the environment into their gentle exploration. Social skills developed quietly through cooperative seasonal activities, sharing tools, taking turns in games, and observing festival customs encouraged patience, empathy, and subtle communication among peers. Tactile experiences were integrated seamlessly. Handling harvested materials, weaving, or arranging natural items connected children's hands, eyes, and minds, nurturing a serene, mindful engagement with the physical world. By the end of a season or festival, children were enriched with calm attentiveness, cultural understanding, and reflective creativity. These experiences fostered gentle socialization, mindfulness, and an enduring appreciation for the cyclical rhythms of life and nature. Play in ancient times was never only about amusement. It was a gentle, immersive method of learning and reflection. Children absorbed lessons about the world, social norms, and problem-solving through their daily mindful interactions with toys and games. Through careful observation and repetition, children developed patience and attentiveness. Each gentle activity, whether handling a toy, rolling a ball, or weaving string, required focused thought and deliberate movement, fostering calm concentration. Social interactions during play encouraged subtle communication and cooperation. Children learned to take turns, negotiate rules, and collaborate on imaginative projects, building empathy and understanding in a serene, supportive environment. Physical play enhanced body awareness. Hopping, balancing, or manipulating objects refined coordination and motor skills, while the calm rhythm of repetition nurtured both mindfulness and gentle physical conditioning. Imaginative and narrative play deepened cognitive engagement. Creating stories with toys, arranging objects in symbolic patterns, or mimicking animal behavior promoted creativity, reflective thinking, and problem-solving in a quiet, contemplative manner. Natural observation was central to learning. Children incorporated patterns from plants, animals, and the environment into their play, cultivating an enduring awareness of nature and the subtle rhythms of the world around them. Parents and elders guided learning subtly. Through quiet demonstration, soft encouragement, and shared storytelling, they nurtured reflection and understanding without imposing strict rules, maintaining the meditative quality of play. Seasonal and cyclical activities reinforced memory and foresight. Returning to familiar games, adapting them to new contexts, or preparing for festivals taught children the value of planning, repetition, and calm observation over time. Tactile engagement with materials, wood, clay, stone, thread, or sand, enhanced sensory awareness. Children experienced subtle textures, temperatures, and resistance, linking mental focus with mindful, physical interaction in a soothing manner. Problem solving, whether through puzzles, strategic games, or imaginative scenarios, taught children patience and resilience. Gentle trial and error, combined with reflection, nurtured thoughtful decision-making and quiet confidence. By combining physical, cognitive, and imaginative experiences, ancient play provided holistic learning. Each gentle interaction was a meditative practice, teaching attention, reflection, social skills, and creativity while keeping the mind calm and engaged. At the end of the day, or after a period of play, children felt quietly accomplished, enriched, and connected to themselves, to others, and to the world around them. Through these timeless, gentle activities, learning unfolded naturally, leaving a serene sense of fulfillment and growth.